Nevenka Tromp. She's a lecturer in East European Studies at the University of Amsterdam and is joining us from Oyun-Erdene in Croatia. Nevenka, thanks so much for speaking to us on this news hour. So what are some of the reasons that Mongolia has chosen not to arrest Vladimir Putin despite being a member of the ICC and a signatory to the Rome Statute?
Well, I think for the general framing of what is happening now, it is very important to stress known alphabet in international relations, and this is that every state, democratic or non-democratic, when it engages in relationship with other state or states, actually connect only on 4 pillars. One most important pillar is economy, prosperity, making sure that your citizens are actually having a prosperous life. Second pillar is security, which every state has a mandate of its citizens to secure their well-being internally, but also externally. And third pillar has been added only recently from 1940s, and this pillar are human rights. And what we see here is a classical cash and prevalence of economic reasoning why 2 states might engage in this sort of bilateral strengthening of their relationship, despite human rights issues expressed in ICC arrest warrant against Putin. So when put in the position to choose between these 3 fundamental duties and obligation of state, almost per definition, including most democratic states, the choice would be on economy and prosperity.
Okay, and it would seem that Putin is quite confident, of course, during his visit to Mongolia, that he would not be arrested. And given the current situation in Ukraine with regards to the war and this new front that has opened on the Russian border in the Kursk region, would Putin also be trying to possibly send a message here to his critics with this visit to show that Russia is still highly influential in the region and several other parts of the world?
Absolutely. So if we go from Mongolian point of view, we understand Mongolian is a huge landlocked state, actually sandwiched between 2 extremely powerful neighbors, Russia and China. So Mongolians' prosperity totally depends on good bilateral relationships with both. But when we look in Russia, what does motivate Russia? And in this moment, Putin to go outside of his comfort zone and actually provoke the liberal world by saying, oh, you know, I actually do not care so much about this indictment. Well, first of all, we have to now understand that for the first time, Putin does need to explain himself to his own people. And certainly since we have Kursk offensive by Ukrainians, and, you know, people in Russia have all noticed that the war has escalated to its own territory. So what he needs actually to show them that he is still the leader as they need, and a leader of a state as powerful as Russia needs to maintain international relations. So he used this moment in Mongolia, knowing that Mongolia is dependent, that he's relatively safe there, that he doesn't need to fear any arrest on extradition. He thought he would show his citizens that he actually can exercise his duty as the president of the state. So he basically needs to reassure his electorate, his citizens, that he can fulfill all his functions as elected.
Okay, we're going to leave it there for now. Nevenka Tromp, thanks so much for putting that all into context for us, speaking to us from Oyun-Erdene in Croatia.
Thank you so much.